I was about to say hi to them and do my intro, but I think that'll suffice. Thank you, Devin.
Look, he's my best annoying like reading voice I can figure out.
Jerk.
Hello, YouTube. Thank you for joining us today.
Dude.
What will the markets bring us? Who knows? OCGN gapping up. Currently up.
That light was not doing my sunburn any justice. Had a baseball game. Obviously wore sunglasses and a hat. You can see the line like pretty clearly. The light wasn't helping it either, so we'll just leave the light off because it's better for me with the light off.
That's apparently the one we should have bought down at $10.
Which one? What?
See Victor, the low X-ray.
Nancy Victor Cantaloupe X-ray?
Cantaloupe.
I got cantaloupe on my mind.
Cantaloupe.
Oh, well then why would you say such a thing?
Did you say NVCX?
NVAX.
Oh.
NVAX!
Apple.
Why did you just say that?
I said NVAX.
Imagine saying apple instead of antelope. It's like that wouldn't make sense at all.
It doesn't make any logical sense to me. It's that aardvark. That's a good one because there's nothing you can get other than aardvark out of aardvark.
I mean, does this start with an A or an R?
Aardvark's included.
Oh, I just proved your point wrong.
It's full aardvark, I guess. Gosh, what am I with?
Yeah, but it literally starts with R. Aardvark.
How do you spell that? Like the pirates say.
With 3 R's.
No.
R. How do you spell
Would be with R's.
So it's ERR, right?
Yes.
So if he's saying R but he's extending it, wouldn't it just be RRR? R.
Have you guys ever had bagel bite?
I literally grew up with them.
They get hard in the
Some
microwave.
ladies suing them.
What?
Some ladies suing bagel bites,
For what? Not enough pepperonis?
saying that they're have deceptive packaging using fake cheese and tomato sauce.
Doesn't everyone do that?
Yeah, and well, what it is they have real cheese and tomato sauce, but they have added ingredients. So she's suing them.
Yeah, but for the packaging, just like for fast food and whatnot, they make like fake products to make it look better than it really is.
Yes,
Like
yeah,
that's not news.
Yeah, so she's suing them.
Like some of the McDonald's stuff, I'm pretty sure I watched it on YouTube. Like there's people making it like out of cardboard, and then like they'll use all kinds of different things. Like in coffee advertisements, they'll use soap to make it look like you're getting, or not coffee. What's something that has bubbles? Beer. Like they'll use soap to make it look like the head of the beer like never stopped because it's a photo shoot, so it's gonna obviously die down if you use a real beer. And there's all kinds of silly crap that you do. I don't really understand. That's a silly one.
What with milk?
Hey, Tim,
Yeah, milk. What's up?
on the ultra scan, the main difference is the rotation warning.
You get the rotation warning, and it's the ultra scan only shows things that are at high of day. That's the main thing. Well, yeah, or low of day if you're using the minus. Yeah, that's literally the only one I have up. I don't use anything else.
Circuit on collagen use cured cancer.
Doo-doo. Good morning, Thomas. Even though I already said it to you, but I'll say it again because you said it in the chat.
Short of these nuts. You and your shutters.
OCGN is dropping.
You guys ever hear of a guy named Daniel Fernandez? He's a magician. I was watching some of his stuff yesterday, and I was like, this reminds me so much of David Blaine, where like everyone has to be in on it, or else it just doesn't make any sense. But yet he plays it off like obviously they're not in on it. Like there's a couple things he does that could be okay. Like a lot of his stuff is like, I'll do these things to impress girls to like win a date with them, but he's using quote unquote street magic. But like some of them, like this one he does, he guesses their perfume that he's wearing. Like, I mean, if he legit like just knew every perfume there was and like knew the smell of it, like I could see how that one makes sense. But then there's other ones like where like the most recent one I had watched was he wrote down on an index card and folded it up, and what he wrote in there was what the girl would want to do if they went on a first date. And he would guess like wrong kind of thing just to be funny, but then he would have them open it up and it would be what they wanted to do on their first date. And it's like, there is no effing way that that's possible.
No.
Like one was like beach volleyball, one was like dinner, one girl actually said sex. Like there was just like, it was like such random stuff. It's like there's no way that anyone could do that. Like it was just literally impossible without them being in on it, obviously.
Yeah, something like that. That's just too random.
Yeah. I always like wonder how all that stuff works. It's like, do they just approach people like out in the open and they just like pay them and have them sign an NDA and then they just film it? Like it has to be what they do, because other than that, it doesn't make any sense. Like, because there's no way it's possible. Like I mean, even with like if you ever watch some of the greatest magic tricks revealed stuff, like the way they film the stuff, like they show you that everyone there on the set is in on it. So it's like, if they're doing that on a large scale, it's like, I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty easy to find some people that are like, hey, you want $100? All you gotta do is act surprised.
Yeah.
And they're like, hell yeah, free lunch, free dinner. Have you guys seen that video circulating of the cash in transit heist? Where it was like, for real, people tried to rob the one of those money trucks.
Saw that.
Yeah, and they're just fucking ruthless, man. They don't even try to like rob them. They try to kill the people inside and then take the money.
The Google algo picked that one up.
Yeah, I just posted it in the chat, but yeah, it's some crazy stuff. It's like something you'd see in a movie, except it's not.
I kept on trying to figure out what he was doing, because it kept on like he was trying to do a 3-point turn to turn around all the time, run over.
Well, I think he was. I think he thought his best plan of attack was to just always try to go the opposite way that they were, kind of thing. And then he finally, I guess, thought his getaway was going over that hump in the road or whatever, and he didn't make it. But then he just gets out and starts walking towards him, and that was when it ended. And I'm like, what the? Guy's a nutcase. You could tell the guy, his partner, was just like, what do I do? He like went into flight mode instead of fight. He's like, I'm here, but I don't want to be. That other guy's like, I live for this shit. Morning, DM. Good morning, Abdel. One minute. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully we can get some good trades today. DM with the sponsor. Thanks for hitting the join button, man. Entry level support. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. I know it's not much, but it's more of a way of saying thank you to me, and that's my way of saying thank you back. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do like one of them little close-up cams and give you like the real heart-to-heart thank you. But you already know that I feel that way about you guys. Didn't hear Devin's bell. Not for us, it didn't.
RHE is running up a little bit.
Yeah, that's already basically float rotated. 2 mil float. FAMI already rotated its float too. Yeah.
Long, I didn't see that thing over 1011. Where'd she? That resistance.
Oh wow, look at that thing. I forgot that's the one that moved Friday. We actually have shares on OCGN?
Made a bit of pop.
Yeah, we actually have shares on that today.
You do, yeah, we don't.
I'd want to see more. Like to see it up around 15. At least through 1450 for sure.
RHE YOLO long. RHE dollar on way.
There goes your RHE. Yep.
PRPO halted too.
Did she hold it?
Yep.
Over that resistance line.
Yeah. It could go now. Do a little pullback and just go.
Possible.
VXRT came up on my scan this weekend. News catalyst. I think it will hit exhaustion after the news today. Yeah, possibly. There's a lot of earnings coming up too. I saw there was a ton of earnings. Definitely interested in OCGM, but it needs more. I'll see if it goes back on the scanner. And some lower volume plays here.
OCGN taking dollar on dips.
Say 330 area is what we'd be looking for here on SSY. Not a lot of shares there.
SY nibble 2.
Not FOMOing in here, but we are interested, but we want to see it higher. I'd like to see a push up, maybe even closer to like 11. At least like this 1088 area. I'm not really in the mood to mess with them, but I'm not gonna lie.
Son stalking it.
What you watching, Jag?
I'm going through some things. with
OCGN
a bunch of
dollar,
them, like
dollar,
they're
dollar.
running, but we don't have shorts on them.
Order partially filled.
I don't see them as long, so.
Order cancelled.
Waiting for whatchamacallit
We
to
didn't get the
open up.
full fill there.
Yeah. It bolted up at 11:10. I do think that one's long. Options.
It opens at what?
Huh?
It opens at what?
Order filled.
We'll just take that one off. We didn't get the full fill, so
10, 11.
that's what it is on that one.
Definitely above that previous
Yeah.
resistance line.
Mara up.
Big company here.
PRPO.
Yeah, I might have pulled this one up a little late. We can get the bust through 250 here.
She probably open soon enough.
Nope.
Let's see the balance. Oh, look.
We almost took it on the dip, but didn't do it.
Dang. I feel like if we would have pulled that up when it was up there, we probably would have took that, but we were late to the party on that one.
PRPO dollar, dollar, dollar.
Sit down here.
Money on the table in ARA.
CTXR up.
Did he even alert?
Negative.
SY dollar, dollar, dollar.
CG and.
Oh, that's why. That's my fault. Especially without the full fill, I should have tried holding. But it felt like there was a bunch of other things happening, so I just jumped out because I thought I was about to get into something else. And without the full shares, even of the starter, I was, whatever. Move on. Watching AHT and CTXR at the moment. Obviously need more out of both. Looking for 250 CTXR, 350 AHT.
OCGN taking all there.
Peace.
Oh, where's your jam back to the highs?
Taking that one on the dip.
OCGN? Is that what you're talking
No
about?
reason to fight a green trade. RHE out most. SY $$ on way. SV up.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
RAG. Damn. I guess that one's gonna go.
Yeah.
It's like, do I really want to start it here? I really wanted 15, but might not get there. Leave it alone for now. I wanted more of an extension away from here, which would have been through 15. See if it comes back up on the scanner. Hey, this thing's a little nutso, huh? Up, down, up, down, up, down. I am not an OCGN, no. I got into CTXR, but that's starting to be a little slow. Felt like we were going to get a nice little pullback there, but it might try 250 first. It's really just kind of looking for the quick. Thought we were going to get a quick little pullback there before it to try to go higher.
On OCGN.
You're in it.
Zeus $2 spread. Enter limit.
Okay, come on, push.
Dollar Y.
Goodness.
Jeez. That thing took a little dive. I'm definitely not really interested in this anymore. I mean, it's literally been sitting at this 245, 246 for I think the last almost 4 minutes. I mean, it looks like it wants to try to break.
She wants it. Come on, there it is.
A little fake break action there. So those are always frustrating. Go 3 cents higher to get shoved back down.
It's still probably gonna go.
Yeah, probably. Finally got the break there, 45. See if I can push
Gee, was
down.
the one, man, look at that thing.
Yeah, it
SY
came out
taking
all
all.
halted again.
Order filled.
There we go. I'll take that. That's what we were looking for. It's just that little snap break.
SSY 70K to borrow.
Jeez. I should have been holding this one too. That's the worst part. SY made me look a little silly.
That's why.
Jeez, RHE to the moon.
MARA made me look real silly. I was in up at 39.40.
I literally top ticked SY. Look at that thing. And the reason, you want to know the reason I got out of it was because I didn't get my full fill. I got a partial fill, and I was like, oh, this isn't even worth it.
It's Monday.
Yeah. I was even taught, after the fact, I was telling myself, I was like, well, because I only got a partial fill, that should make me want to see what it does even more. Like, it never even attempted to bounce, so I don't really know what I don't know. I know there was a couple other things happening as well. No, just the SY, not SSY.
Supply looks grindy.
But yeah, there was like a couple things that looked promising, so I was just like, I'm just going to take it off and focus on them. But I should have just left it in the background because I didn't have that many shares.
OCGN. Sorry, she is already done too much for me.
What did I do?
Carrot avoiding here.
I'm in the auction again.
What?
OCGN.
You're in it?
Yeah, that thing looks like it wants to go.
So the same exact average too, which is fun.
Like 77, 79-ish area.
First time on 79, I think, not 81.
little careful with this one. It's only a 6 mil float. Yeah, I agree, DM. OCGN does. It's struggling. But that could mean it's about to rocket. Because it's holding this support, which was previous resistance in pre-market, really well.
It's too high, dude. I can't.
Definitely think it's going to try high of day at least.
Come on, 15, break it.
Goes the SPY back to the highs. The spread on this thing.
RHELOL. Out all. Carat dollar dollar. KPTI earnings FYI.
RAG just halted. It's halting now.
Oh, no.
Well, it went up to 14 out of a halt at like 1250, and then came down and halted 1173.
It's looking like she's gonna rip me on the CGN there. Come on, break that 15-10. Let's go. Do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Oh, why won't she do it, Josh? Alright, I'm all out.
Damn. Damn. Good thing you got out.
Second you see it not break again, you know that's gonna be
Yeah.
I thought shoot right back down.
Well, I was right. It did try highs again. And then it failed. And that's what happens when it fails.
Dollar on way.
From high of day to low of day.
You gotta know how to read a chart now.
Right?
Back in the day, that could have just effed me.
Wait, I remember it used to every once in a while. And you would be like a deer in headlights. Yeah, you'd be like, what? Fuck, what do I do?
DGL
Think-
175K to
And you'd always be like, it just went too fast. Like, fuck.
Oh, I'm on it, man. I got my finger on the bell button just in case.
Yeah,
Shit,
hell
get the
yeah.
hell out of it. Shows my rate of growth right there from back from early on.
Yes, sir.
Right, G halted down.
Yep.
The AUPH and down. Just chilling down here towards the bottom. Talking about it. Come on, what's
Carat
moving,
2.20
guys?
would be neat.
So on CMEG, right here, like on the montage or something. I'm gonna click that. But if it has an S, you can short it. If it does not have an S, then you can't short it. That's how CMEG works.
Will come out tomorrow.
Dollar PLBY.
Keyboard, please.
Some have a T, says you can short, others show no letter. So the T means that it halted and the trade has resumed. That's the T means trade resume.
That's what I miss.
GPS POS
Watching
earnings.
GPS.
Yeah.
So it's possible earnings.
It's moving on possible earnings.
GPS Big Co. Grindy. Don't see earnings, but avoiding.
I was going to say, when Brian says that, David usually will pop in and let us know.
SSY out all.
Yeah, still. I don't see earnings.
Yeah, it's not. It is a really big company, though. 13 bill market cap.
Not one of those that your boy might leave alone with the market cap.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be pretty weird. Like, I'd be very confused if he did trade it, to be honest. But if nothing else is happening, I could see him trading it just because of the extension it made.
Yeah, I would feel pretty silly if that thing dumps back to VWAP. I had my finger on the trigger at 74.
Just use your global positioning satellite to figure out what it's going to do.
Yeah, I had it up and running.
Global
CTXR now
positioning satellite.
Yes, gotcha. It actually thanks for caps.
It's all those retails are popping. Sally's, saw what, American Eagle popping.
Did they like announce they're like reopening like fully or some crap?
Don't have to use it.
Yeah.
All those are going to be the next to rebound.
DPW up.
They've already rebounded quite a bit though. Cap is basically where it was.
Excuse me.
Bet your bottom dollar there'll be sorrow.
That's not what we're looking for.
Was looking 3.50s plus DPW. UXIN up. Looking 3.50s as well.
That 1010. It's still a possible mover.
Yeah, it would say T.S if you could short it. So that would mean it halted, the trade resumed, and then you could short it.
I just had a small loss on SSY.
Do you have anything else you're watching? Rail is
FBIO up.
sick. That's not short.
Oh, yeah, this is that one that had the crazy spread.
That's why.
Yeah, so I used that small loss.
Go to the long.
Yeah.
MLSS stalking. .20s would be nice there re MLSS.
Nothing's getting that extra push.
Like at Tim. Taking all PRPO, cash.
All green thus
Johnny
far.
Coach. Cash.
I'll tell you what I'm in right now.
Very cheap.
So I'm back at OCGN.
What?
Back in OCGN.
Third time's a charm.
Pick some off there just to make it a loss. Not on this one bigger size. So. This has got to be the time, dude, right? This is my last time trying this. If it doesn't break the 15 with some conviction, I'll just put it in. So. Average sports gains.
Order filled.
UXIN. Carrot.
Yeah, Mom, you gotta do it this time. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Medium-sized company just
There's
FYI-LOL.
definitely selling pressure up here at 15. Big sweep that short speed shit button.
UXIN the original pop last week was on earnings for what it's worth.
16, here we come.
Order filled.
We got a break even stuff.
What's that at?
270. I don't want to see that come right here.
Order filled.
Take me out of the zone.
UXIN dollar dollar dollar.
In 90s, I like this better. Push, 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 push.
Come on, give us a 4-use break.
Alright, come on, right now, let's do this.
I agree. Just for our
Boy,
stuff.
this is a fun trade.
There we go, there we go.
Order cancelled.
Take another
Order
half
filled.
there.
Thinking it got you.
Yeah.
That was weird. I thought once it hit the 1490s, it was gonna go.
What? What's the top there?
Order filled.
Slippage on that droppity drop.
Good enough.
UXIN not expecting this to be the top.
This thing's annoying, dude.
UXIN dollar 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 on way. UXIN dollar dollar. Bill y'all.
She's gonna drop that one. Yeah, we're done with that one. She made me green.
And now it'll rip.
Oh, well. Oh, Devin, you're finally tired of dealing with us? Let's get now.
Carrot dollar dollar dollar.
The sun will come out tomorrow. I don't know why I'm singing that song. Don't do that.
PLAG kinda stalking it. Pumping.
Oh, that first one didn't get me. That one sure as hell will.
Watching NIO.
Squeeze, squeeze, huh?
It's a really, 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 really huge company. Just FYI.
I was looking for it to go higher.
No, yeah, like up through 4150, that thing looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Even I would be interested then. I was just letting you know it's got a 66 billion market cap.
Gotcha.
Rat Giagogo.
Tesla's market cap 670 billion. Billion. It's crazy, like just watching that on the watch list. It just went from 670 to 683 to back to 669. it's like every little movement of that company affects its market cap so much. PRPO. It's about to rotate its float.
PRPO avoiding SS.
Cheapo, right?
250.
PRPO basically
50 cents.
rotated.
Yeah. Cheapo.
Yeah, it's cheapo. Now that Neo is kind of there, Thomas, it feels grindy, huh?
Yeah.
It's like that 50 cents, you're like, oh yeah, that would look good, but it really kind of doesn't.
Yeah. It'll look good in that candle that we were talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a little trigger happy this morning on the TP. Birthday backlog.
GOVX daily breakout.
Say that again?
Said I'm a little trigger happy on taking profit. Blame it on the first day backlog.
I don't blame you. Nothing's really the only thing that's got that extra push so far has been UXIN. Everything else hasn't really given you that like extra push that we like.
PRPO YOLO long. GOVX up.
What happened?
UXIN out all.
What happening?
VX4M flow just FYI.
Good stuff. They don't know they're doing it.
Perfect.
Dang, UXIN back to the highs.
Did you get any of that pop?
Still.
Hey, it finally went. Devin was like, "You're not doing it to me today, bro."
That's when I kind of sized into too. Which is good, because it finally did it. Took some more off there. Size now, so let's let this ride. Man, this thing, I had to stab at this a lot of times to finally get the big win.
What's your average?
94. That's a decent size right there.
T, is it names Robert Thomas?
What are you talking about?
The computer name.
Oh.
RHE YOLO long again.
Lady.
I don't.
Did NRT.
You need to have some shares traded.
She said, making it high.
It is making a new high. Although any trade would have made a new high, considering it has not traded.
You little son of a piece. You got to hold about 15. You think better hold about 15. Alright. Alright, now shorts are going. Wait. Just holding up here. Hold on.
Oh, and all the moving averages are starting to move up above key levels. VWAP's getting above that pre-market high. The 9s are getting above 15. It's definitely starting to get a little scary for shorts.
Yeah. I'm kind of out of thinking that 15 was going to be weak. 15's going to be weak. 15's going to be weak. Now you're like, ah, crap. 15's holding. Obviously kind of the zone for me right now. Now rip. Let's get the big one.
Sam, do you have to wait for the next day to check your fees and all that stuff with IB?
You know, it's a good question. I've never actually checked. Like, I've never tried to do a report same day. But I can check when things slow down.
Yeah. Chit chat and why nothing like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
RHE dollar on way.
I know that you get a thing at midnight. It's like a little bit before midnight Eastern time, pretty much every night of them. It's like they send you an email of the like your statement for the day kind of thing. I don't know if it. I don't think that actually shows you anything. I think it just tells you that it's available. So I don't know if maybe that's what you're thinking, or I honestly don't know. I've never checked into that either, to be honest. Never really cared enough to check it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you know how you can see them in DOS if you go click on that
Well,
box.
if you open up, yeah, well, if you open up TWS, I'm pretty sure it tells you all that in there. Actually, I'm pretty positive. Let me see.
Yeah, I got TWS open so I can if I jump over so I can see the shorts if they look in, you know, scarce or whatnot. Matter of fact, that scared the shit out of me this morning. Order filled. I'm like, what the shit? Oh yeah.
What do you mean order filled?
Doing pretty good in this trade, man.
Looks to be going the
Hello,
right way now.
Huh?
Looks to be going the right way now. Slow, but it's going there.
Slow for now, man. This thing's got the volume.
Yes, it does.
See if we can make a new high. She can probably rip her up. Just gotta get over 1540.
RHE halted up again.
Yeah, it's wacky. It's not the one for death.
AMS careful of rotation there if messing with it.
So I've had more trouble getting like big wins quicker in the day, like more gotta be patient with this crab. And when the market was super hot, this would have all happened in the first 15 minutes.
Yes.
I'd be like, hey, I'm over gold.
ERPO
big
YOLO
ass."
long cut. Met.
Change in market pace doesn't take a little time to adjust. Keep going the right way. I'll keep holding on to you. Too high, go straight to 16. Meet my friend. Do it.
Do it.
Very comfortable in this trade though all day, even though taking a few dives, I was pretty good in that.
There's gotta be a way.
To the week. Come on, man, just freaking do it. Inch your way up here. Got 15. Just got to push through 1550. Come on. Ah.
So it's letting me right click
Steve still in here?
You get in this with me, Jag, or you still chilling?
I'm in full for some. I got in by accident.
Do you win?
Fold.
FOLD?
Yeah.
Heard about that one, hasn't it?
Yeah. Wasn't worth hearing about.
He's like, I don't want to be in this.
I'm not bad. I'm only down like 5 cents, but
Oh my god, come on, just do it already. God, this stock is annoying as hell.
I got in by accident.
I've been
Second level to just somehow ended up purchasing it.
I've been comfortable in this trade every time today. God, this trade's annoying as hell.
I'm comfortable in it. I'm waiting on the range. But it's annoying that I want to break. Not uncomfortable. I want it to break already. Do what I see. There you go. Do what I see.
My nigga cries while he's making money the whole time. He's just not making it fast enough. Do what I see.
Man, this got some momentum on. I like that. Just the way the tape's moving. I mean, it does have that squeeze ability. Come on. Build up to 240. There you go. Oh, you gotta put the hurt on those shorts, aren't you? Maybe. Maybe do it. I'm looking for 16.
So confusing, Thomas. I'm trying to find this thing, and it's like I found where you can see the commissions on the trade itself, but it's not letting me see like the overall amount, which is very annoying. And TWS is so bad with the options and stuff.
Oh yeah, that option crap's annoying. It's like I'm not even approved for it, dude. Take all that shit off my screen.
Well, I didn't even mean that. I meant like going through all the options they have in the settings. But yeah, that too.
I think it's not a small float though, so I do have to take that into account. Up below 1510. Hold one for your snoop.
It's actually, I'm
Yeah,
green now.
Nice. I like that now you just know when I say Snoop, I'm talking about you.
Which one you in, Jack?
Hold.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I got it by mistake. I was checking where I'd think about getting in, and somehow I hit the button and got in. At least it's small, and so it didn't really.
Yeah, if I talk too much crap, I'm not a quick mover either.
This RHE is crazy.
One today, huh?
Yeah, that one's going nuts. Are these two related at all? Kind of. Yeah. I guess the charts aren't that similar.
Yeah, that's COVID. They supposedly have a vaccine that seems to be working for the vaccines. Oh, this thing wants to stop me out, doesn't it? Downside on this thing is it's fun. Likely to stop. through that.
So it looks like, Thomas, you can't run a report for the same day until I guess it until it confirms on their side. What's the word I'm looking for? Processes on their side.
Yeah.
Cool.
But okay.
Freaking CMAG charged me the in the back the fee. It hasn't even been 90 days. They charge you up front.
What?
Yeah, so if you put your account in a frozen or suspended mode, for every 90 days, you get billed $50. So they put the account at the end of the month. They charge me the platform fee for the previous month, right? So, and then they added the $50.
I would be like, yo, I haven't been inactive for 90 days yet. Because when I did it way back when I was taking a month off, they didn't do that for me.
That's the only reason I could see why my fees total 185. It'd be what, 125 or whatever it is for the platform, and then the $50.
Yeah.
That's gotta be it.
Yeah, I would give them a call.
They can charge you that for day one.
Yeah. It's like, how do you know I'm going to be inactive for 90 days?
Yeah.
What if I come back day 89 and I'm like, you know what? All right, go ahead and activate me again.
Added back in on that. That might have been dumb, but we'll see.
That'll be something to do later this evening.
Yeah. Watching MLSS, see if it wants to push a little bit more. Not a lot of volume.
MLSS nibble. MLSS up.
Basic out of this break even now since they added.
Me 3.
Hope you don't like that, I'm allowed. Alright.
What I was going to say, Thomas, is if you go to account in TWS in the top left and then hit account window, at the bottom it'll have portfolio with your trades. If you right click one of them and hit trade log, it'll pop that up and it'll tell you the commissions and whatnot.
Alright, let me see if I can follow.
Did that drop get you, Devin?
Yep, I'm allowed.
ISNS 23K to borrow.
Posted the check, Tommy. That was all up. Before that, and then I got out a little above break even. Another champ though. ISNS, is that thing moving again?
It's halted.
Jeez, look at this stupid thing. Some at MLSs too, but I'd like to see more of a move.
It's actually interesting, Thomas, because the one, like on my CTXR trade, I got charged twice as much for my entry versus my my cover. It's kind of interesting. Like, I wonder why that is. Like, I wonder if it's the route. SY was pretty much the same on both. UXIN, I actually got charged more when I covered 50 shares instead of taking 100 shares. That's so interesting. I wonder if it probably has something to do with the routes.
Watching people.
I'm still in fold. Hey, it's working.
Ah, I figured it out, Thomas. What I was looking for.
You shorted that one?
No. Hold on. Let me see if I can figure out an easier way to get to it.
What are you looking for there, man? I don't see that going anywhere from here.
I just got a trail in right now, so I'm green.
Okay. I don't see that dropping too much more, probably. That one, because that does not look like anything I'm going to trade.
No, it was an accident, and then wasn't really going against me. That terribly, so I said, okay, whatever, and I'm in small. So it's not going to be a big winner and a big loser. I mean, I'm guaranteed green money.
Oh, decent day, man. I made some money.
Oh, I'm an idiot, Thomas. I mean, nothing new, but...
I told you that.
Okay, guys, don't all jump in at once.
Man, the whole room woke up to comment on that one.
You should have just asked. We could have all told you.
So, Thomas, do you have the... I wonder what window this is, actually. I'm going to assume it's the... Okay, I think it's the or is it activity? Or is it portfolio? I think it's portfolio. Yeah, okay. So do you go to new window under TWS and open up the one that says portfolio. So it's like the 5th one down.
Alright.
And it should pop up a screen with your trades. You can actually make that smaller and put it wherever you want. But on there, if you click summary instead of activity, it'll show you the summary of everything. And if all the way to the right side of that should show the commissions. For that trade specifically. Did that work?
Yeah, I gotta move it to my bigger screen. It's down here on the small screen.
Yeah, you just gotta unlock TWS and do all that crap. And then if you really like, if that's not enough, like if you wanted to see it like per order, then you have to do it the harder way. Actually, it's right on mine. It's above that, which is the trades window. Yeah. So if you want to see it per order, you would do the same thing where you go new window, but then do trade log instead of the portfolio. And then under there, it'll show you all the orders that go through. And on that window, it'll show you the commissions. There we go. Took a little finagling. ISNS is open. It's on SSR, 5 mil float, about halfway there. basically hard to borrow for us anyway. Now it is hard to borrow.
Stop looking at it.
ISNSHTV.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Anyone looking at ISNS?
Too bad.
You just missed the whole
So sad.
conversation.
No, I think he heard it.
Borrow for right for them.
My daughter's homesick. That's the other info. Take a little small stab at it here. Or maybe I won't. It's depending on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good one to play, but I would be careful too. It's going to rotate its float rather quickly.
We just said $100 grand.
Yeah. The order did not show, although it would have been nice though.
Ooh.
See if it goes live. And it'll spike up.
Doggy, dog.
This is the one I was in last week for 14 days.
Yeah,
Friday.
you were in it for 14 days on Friday.
Did it not feel that way?
It did feel that way, dude. That was the frustrating one on Friday.
Pre-market till like what, 11, 12 o'clock in the morning? Later.
He let go like 15 days in one day. It's crazy. Craziest trade I've ever seen.
That's just how my trades go. Alright, it's pending hard to borrow. Yeah, it's short of 740. I don't need trade. That MOSS was nice.
I'm out. It got me.
Fold this fold.
Yeah.
Were you long?
No, I was short.
How did it get you? I'm confused.
Small trail on it.
Oh, gotcha. So it was a winner. You made it sound like you lost. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah, I got in at what was it, like 45 or something like that.
Nice. There's your spike back up, Steve.
It's pending hard to borrow, so. If
Keep
it's
trying.
go
Just
for
keep
it.
adding more orders. Just keep adding more orders. It's totally a joke. Do not do that.
I don't, that's what I want to do.
Until it works.
Oh shit, it told me. Ah! Motherfucker. Oh, sorry. Told me at 7:40 goodbye. You little turd, you couldn't get me all the way up there? Alright, let's see what happens here.
Good luck, sir. You're the only one I know who likes to play the bounce back up to highs instead of the... Well, I mean, obviously you would have played it the first pullback, but...
I would have played it the first time. Oh,
Yeah.
cancel my order, right?
Probably. I typically only like to play that first pop and drop because that's the more common one, the more predictable one. But it's going to drop all the way back down to like 650 for you, so you're good.
Sounds good to me. Hopefully before my add-on goes.
No, shut up, woman. Shut up, woman.
Going down.
I would say 712 is, or like that 710 area is going to be your area of concern when and if it gets there. That was the high from the pre-markets. The spread, oh man, it was 728 on the bid and it was still 745 on the ask. That was a little nasty. I hate seeing that. And just FYI, you got about 800,000 shares until the float has rotated. Just to keep you updated there.
Red to green. Now we got to go to red.
Wait, isn't that your name in Discord?
That's right. Red to green to red. All right, now I can play the trade. It was red, green, red.
I pulled up the report in DOS, and it's just a couple pennies off. Nothing significant, you know.
Yeah. I'd assume that they give them what that is, but I'm sure in DOS it probably goes per share regardless. But Interactive Brokers, obviously, they would know exactly what they're charging you.
Yeah, it's like 3 cents off.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure it all pretty much averages out. But like I noticed, like when it uses the dark pool, it charges a little bit more, which I don't really understand why that would matter to us. But I guess since we're using the smart route, it does whatever is quickest. So I guess that's basically us saying we're willing to pay a little bit more for it to use whatever route it has to.
Here we go. Open 717. It's a nice fill. Into the add-on.
You took it all there?
Yeah, it's only 500.
Nice. Oh, I was just curious. Nice trade.
MLSS trail on rest.
You could trade that fast. Wait, you're all out? What?
You know what? It might have been fast, but I was red to green to red. That means I can close the trade at any time.
Right. You went through your motion. Yeah, you went through your motions.
I went through my motion. It was red, green, red, and now I can trade it.
Yeah, you can't trade it until it's done that. I got it. I got it. I got it.
I had to go at least red once after I'm green.
It's kind of interesting how it's. I was gonna say it's kind of funny how it's bouncing right there, isn't it?
Teach said it was gonna bounce, so I was like, I'm out.
Especially now the moving average caught up to it. VWAP's catching up to it. It's definitely gonna be harder for it to go back down through 7.
Out all.
That's for show.
Take that.
Like how I slid that in there. It felt natural too. It's kind of cool. No, not at all. Here comes the dump to 669 and halt. Yeah, I don't either. Thomas. This one's for you.
Oh, info chat.
Oh no, it was the sound. You didn't hear it pop.
I did.
It's the ANW 0.
Dude, I'm still looking for those. I can't find them.
Just come up here, bro. I'll get you a 12-pack.
There you go.
So now we go into sleepy zone.
Wow, they're actually not as expensive as I thought they would be on Amazon. You can get a 12-pack, but it's $20. Free shipping.
Back to what?
The A&W 0 sugar. Or 0, yeah, 0, whatever. 0 calories, 0 sugar, all in, but fake sugar.
I thought you were talking about the COVID test.
That's a good question. What is that test called, Devin?
Binax now. BINAX now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have it on here. As I was typing it in, into the search on Amazon, it auto-populated. So obviously there's a lot of people trying to see as well. But yeah, it's not on here.
Did you find a new laptop, Steve?
No, not yet.
Yeah, did you go to Best Buy instead of Micro Center?
So I looked at Best Buy, and they got a nice HP. I looked at Staples; they don't really have much of a selection.
How much was the HP?
$500.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
It's basically the exact same computer.
What about, don't you have B&H up there?
I think he cut out. Sounded like he did.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the HP is basically the exact same computer that I have now, and I've had this one for like 6 years. So if I get another 6 years out of it, I'll be up. Wow.
Don't you have a B&H up there, Steve?
Can I have a what?
B&H.
Yeah, that's in the
MLSS
city.
out
I'm
all.
not going to New York City. It's not worth it.
Oh God, go to the Lincoln Tunnel. Oh no.
I'd have to pay $25 just to go across the tunnel or the bridge just to get there.
On the other side of the tunnel.
Yeah, and I got a bunch of friends that work there, but it's not worth it.
Gotcha. I'm trying
With that
outlet place
QNCASH.
called VIP Outlet.
Okay.
I needed to get a desktop for my son. So HP makes a gaming desktop, which is really, I guess it's kind of sort of one. But anyway, it's like $900 at Walmart or wherever, and
Woohoo.
they
At
sold a
David.
completely refurbished one for $470. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I ordered it on Saturday, and it's supposed to be here on the 5th.
What kind of desk is that?
I had two questions at me at the same time.
His wasn't really a question. Mine was. I was I was saying, what kind of desk is it?
It's the HP. Oh, I'm looking for it. It's an HP gaming desktop. It has the 1650 GTX in it.
Oh, desktop as in PC. Gotcha. I thought you said desk. I was like, what?
Freaking graphic cards are unreal right now.
Yeah. Refurbished PC is like units. A lot of people aren't going to want them, but in reality, there's usually nothing wrong with them. That's why you get them for so cheap. And whatever was wrong, they just throw the new part in there and it's good to go.
Yeah. It's kind of a starter unit for him. And I can, 1650. I already ordered it came with 8 RAM. So I ordered single channel 8. I ordered dual channel 8 to throw in it, and a bigger SSD that you can take it and move it to any PC that it has later.
Yeah.
It's the 8 Pavilion Gaming.
Steve, do you see ISNS?
It's the Pavilion Gaming by HP.
Yeah, it's the TG01.
Yep.
Anything on watch today?
You should have just ordered another single 8 gigabyte. Got 16 here.
Yeah, I just went and got 2 new ones at 32, and you could, because the one single I think is like 16 megahertz or something maxed out, and if I go change, put in the ADM riser software in there, I can push it to 32. Did you get in ISNSD?
No.
I bet you Steve's happy he listened to me for once. Steve's like, Tim, thank you so much. I love you. I'm sure that's what he's saying if his internet was actually working inside of his truck.
You think that's it?
So that when my other order closed out, I wonder if this is I have it now. I didn't go for it. I don't have it anymore. I don't know if I want to put it in or not.
I mean, it's rotated now, so be careful. Basically, for anybody that's listening, looking for a lesson on what float rotation is, the float on ISNS is 5 mil. The volume is at 6.7 mil. That means every share in the float has rotated, which means when it's at high of day like this, let alone all-time highs, every single short is underwater when it's at high of day. So what does that mean? They're scared, which means it could squeeze. So be careful. Lesson ended.
E-Trade has no more shares. E-Trade has no more shares, so they are protecting me from my own stupidity.
Good. Because this one could get crazy.
It's like, good. I want to hear Steve complaining about another trade he got in that he shouldn't have. Now it's red, and we've got to wait 4 days to be green.
I mean, this will probably pull back to that previous high, 765 or whatever it is, but this thing could get out of hand if it keeps holding support. Like PRPO, that's been kind of moving all day.
There's
But
a
like,
test on
on what?
that PRP is putting the COVID test on Amazon.
Oh, is that why it's taken off?
Yeah.
That's funny. But they haven't actually done it yet.
I don't know.
Got shaken out long there.
E-Trade has no shares. E-Trade has no shares on them. Buy, buy, buy. 33 million shares traded. All right. What else can we trade? What else can we trade?
Trying along this ISNS.
Are you?
Yeah,
Wow, where'd you get in?
86.
I'll be back. I gotta go help with lunch.
Bring us down.
Have fun making peanut butter and jellies.
No, it's gonna be a mess. It's ravioli.
Ooh, even better.
Which parent says they Oh yeah, while you're there, feed my kid ravioli and sauce. That way their clothes are filthy.
Yeah, but bro, this is real ravioli. Like he's hand making it with a pasta maker. It's not the Chef Boyardee stuff.
Still got sauce all over it, don't it?
Well, it doesn't have to be. It can be dry cheese ravioli. Like you just cook the pasta or cook the raviolis inside some water with the cheese inside. Just that, no sauce. You can like have some dipping sauce maybe. Be a lot cleaner. Jack's like, you guys are idiots. It's definitely the Chef Boyardee kind.
No chance. Definitely the Chef Boyardee. SpaghettiOs. Come on, SNS. There you go. That's right. Go, go, go. Go, E10. Go, E20.
ISNS to 15. Let's go.
Miss Candle.
Yes, instantly. Skip the halt price. Just go right to 15.
Oh, that's a big wood. What the palooza?
Yeah, it's a low floater.
Wow, I wish I would have kept my 807. Look at that.
Oh, it's white. No, I don't want white.
You add or did you sell?
No, I'm still. Ooh, that's cool stuff.
Look at this.
I know. He sounds like a seasoned veteran.
Definitely on the drugs right now.
Yeah, it's called COVID.
EAVM still stalking it. Grinder.
Just the COVID, man. It's the COVID speaking. You didn't see that? But COVID, that'll suck.
Yeah. ISNS definitely. It did what I said it was going to do, right? It came right down to that previous resistance.
Rotation play there.
Bounced right off of it and went higher.
Did you get anything on that or you lost it all?
But it doesn't have to go higher, but it's just typically what things do. It'll come down, it'll retest those areas, and then it'll decide, does it want to go higher or does it want to continue lower? I don't know. That's not my play, so.
Didn't hold over it, didn't it? I think I lost like $14. Big deal.
Hate the losses.
Losses are part of the game, man.
How did you hold it straight?
Not always true.
It goes straight from a trade to a write-off. That's not a loss, that's just a write-off.
That's true, that's true. I didn't think about that. EDSA Charlie's talking about? Nope, don't like that. Fuck me, I really hope I didn't get COVID. That's gonna suck. I wasn't worried about it until today.
You do have it.
Huh?
No, he was negative. His daughter has it.
I thought I read that he got it.
Had my dog all weekend. But,
Not yet.
I am somewhat fully vaccinated. I got a 6 days shy of my 2 weeks after the second dose. So it's not according to the CDC fully vaccinated. So I don't know.
MRIN trying to be a little silly. It's a cheapo.
CGM dying.
You have the proteins, you just don't have the full bulk of it.
I just don't have the full, yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like 50-50, I think. I don't know, maybe. It's
They're
either
fighting it. They're doing their
fighting.
job, they're fighting it, just not at 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, hopefully that's enough to keep me from.
Well, good luck with
Getting
that
it.
whole thing.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm gonna take a test on Friday and see if I'm all good, and until then, I'm just gonna stay on. So I got a week of being here by myself.
I'm gonna send you some ANW 0 and some eggs.
Why are you seeing the ANW0?
Just so you can try it. You don't like root beer?
Is that a new thing?
No, it's not new, but I just want to give it to you before I give it to Thomas. 100%.
I almost said something, but we on the team.
I think you did just say it, just in other words. It's that time of day. It's that time of day.
It's that time to. What is Macy's doing up here? Just hanging out? Someone like a villain? Yep. Not really an interesting spot on the daily though, so do that. I seriously just don't want to have to deal with having COVID.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious, since you have the vaccine for the most part, if it actually helps prevent it, especially with somebody that has it and you're literally living with them. Well, right. But that's what I'm saying. I'm curious if you will actually still get it, regardless of you showing symptoms or not. It's like one of the biggest arguments right now is that people can, like, some people were like, oh, the vaccine does actually stop you from spreading it. And other people were like, no, you're an idiot. It doesn't stop anything from spreading.
You can still spread it with the vaccine, but you're supposed to
PRPO
just
by
either not
high,
get it or
hope
get
higher, YOLO log.
symptoms or lesser symptoms, but I think I can technically still get it,
Get it for me, B.
but I don't know.
That was always my impression, was that you could still spread it, but because you have the vaccine, it's kind of like the flu shot. Like when you get the flu shot, it's not designed to stop you from getting the flu altogether. It's just designed to keep the symptoms at bay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they say. They say you get the
Right.
antibody to fight it, so you'll still get it. You just got the antibodies to fight it.
Right. But the flu shot is also something that they've been working on for literally ever. But this was thrown together in less than a year. So it's like,
PRPO keeping it green.
Virus.
$$ on way.
It's like the cold. You can't get rid of the flu. Can't get rid of the cold.
So, see,
It's
this
SARS
is...
virus.
DM actually brings up a good point. He says it does help stop the spread. If you didn't, you would still get polio and stuff like that. But this is where I'm confused, because didn't we come up with essentially a cure for things like polio and not just a vaccine? Like, I mean, I don't know any of this. I'm literally asking because I'm
Polio, as far as
dumbfounded.
I know, it was. I'm not that familiar with that virus, but they basically ended it by giving everybody had the antibodies to get rid of it, and it just basically died off.
Right.
And
So
then
by
back
everybody
up.
getting...
Yes.
Gotcha.
Everybody gets gets it when they're a baby, and it will basically just make it non-existent. That's what they're hoping to do with this.
Right.
It popped back up because it was still kind of around in some of those third world countries, and it popped back up.
Makes sense. I've never really looked into how all that works, so... Because obviously there's a huge difference between a vaccine and a cure. But I wasn't really ever sure. Like, because, like, then you can start talking about, like, smallpox and all that crap. And it was like, I always wondered, like, you know, how that was done, but I never really gave a shit that much to actually research it.
Yeah, my brother knows all about it, so I hear it from my brother.
Gotcha.
He used to work in labs, blood labs and stuff.
Look at PRPO.
To the
It's almost at 3. It's like going straight up essentially. So with COVID though, until we can give it to the kids, like, is it really kind of a moot point?
that's kind of true. And that's how I
Maybe
ended up.
unlocking
If I
some
do
lunch
get it,
money
that's
there.
how it happened.
Well, yeah, that's what just made me think of it, because in order for the vaccine to work and for it to basically disappear, and if you have the antibodies to stop the spread and stuff like that, like, well, if the kids are constantly spreading it back and forth, then like what's the matter?
I think they're right. I think
PRPO
we have to
very
be able
small
to
now. We'll drop a trail in a
have
bit.
everybody be free of it. I think because kids weren't getting it as much in the beginning, but they seem to be getting it a decent amount now.
Well, it's probably because they're the only ones that can get it, as the adults are getting vaccinated. But I mean, again, I don't know if that's actually how it works, but
Well, my ex was not vaccinated, so I mean that's why she was able to get it. And then of course, I mean, she still has my daughter sleeping in bed with her, so that's pretty close exposure.
I think the other reason that they're not doing kids yet is obviously because they want to make sure it's safe.
Well, yeah.
They'd rather kill humans or adults before kids. Yeah.
One thing to kill an adult, so totally another thing to kill kids.
Yeah, that would be not good.
In which case, that actually helps your progress.
That was so funny. It's like, is this really happening?
There's toxins in their baby food. It drops $15. Back up to highs. Wait, is this that bad? It's gonna suck.
Yeah, but DM kids, they're not in the workforce, but they are in schools and daycare and stuff like that. So I think that's actually worse. If you're in the workforce, you're seeing the same people every day, but kids, I mean, they're around all the other kids. Yeah.
Like, are never gonna be careful.
Yeah, like they're not gonna sanitize and wash their hands over and over again. And
Keep her, and she takes pictures sometimes when the kids are playing in the playground, and like they were wearing their masks over their eyes and playing Marco Polo. And their mask over their eyes.
That was so funny. I know it slipped because we were talking about it, but that was so funny. Marco Polio.
Marco Polio.
Marco Polio's smallpox.
Polio, you got me. Ah.
Marco COVID. Because that's what you all are fucking getting.
Well, essentially. It's also just stressful, man. It really is. Especially because there's so many like unknowns, and it's like, what's the best thing to do, and it's just crazy.
It's the first time it's actually hit like close to home for me, where I mean like this close to home. I've had friends, but this is the first one where I'm like, ah, crap. My daughter seems fine, so I'm not really.
Yeah, but DM, if they don't get it, then like we were saying earlier, like with polio and stuff like that, then we can't fully get rid of it. That's the issue.
Symptoms. My ex was super duper freaking sick.
Done messing with RHE.
She was like faint.
For now, anyway.
I had to give her fluids.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, even like the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds like that get it. Some of them like get hit hard. Some people's internals are just different.
She's only 30, 33, I think. 32, 33. All she is.
So I don't really care either.
I could do the math. 17, 18, 19, 20. She's 33.
Damn, you got her young, huh?
Out all PRPO.
Oh yeah, we had that conversation about how you'd never do that again.
Nope. That's why when I started dating, I was like, they gotta be within 4 or 5 years of me. I'm not dating somebody 19 years younger ever again.
And then that was where I inserted my comment about, you don't have to date them.
And that's what the rule should be. Too, like, you realize the longer you're together with somebody that much younger, the differences.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a lot of things that, like, I grew up with, ways of thinking that I grew up that they don't have. And I'm just like, yeah, we are not compatible.
Can you imagine dating a 20-year-old now? Not 20, but like even late 20s? Like, they, I actually hate that I'm considered a millennial because I am, like, in my ways, I am not a millennial. Like, not at all. But I'm like right at when it began.
You're at the cusp, so you're technically a millennial, but I don't think you seem like you were raised like a millennial.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's like my brother-in-law. He's, I think, 35 or something. So he's 34. He's technically a millennial, whatever it is. I can't remember how old he is. Technically, he's classified as a millennial, but he ain't a millennial.
Yeah, no DM, I hear you.
He's probably like a little less millennial than me. Not
Yeah.
at all.
It's actually funny because my brother, he's 4.5 years younger than me, and like he was raised the same way as me, but like you can, like, if you put us side by side, like you'd be able to see more of that millennial standpoint than you would see with me. It's like you could see that generational like transition kind of happen, like just between the two of us, just because of like how the schooling was and like just how the world was. Like that 4.5 years was like a pretty big difference, which is obviously what makes sense.
This isn't a bad comment, but a stay-at-home dad is a millennial.
But is a stay-at-home dad a millennial for what reason?
It doesn't mean you're a millennial.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of you got to look at it from well, I know that, but I'm saying like the principle behind it, like the idea of why that would make you a millennial, I feel is a lot different for the reason that I stayed home versus the reason that people would consider.
I'm saying there's a lot of 23 to 38-year-olds that are staying home more.
I mean, if you can do it, I mean, shit.
Hell
makes
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's longer hours, but
yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. It's like, staying at home is not necessarily easy. Like, there's still a lot of work.
Longer hours, to me, it would be more enjoyable.
Oh, 100%. There's no. Oh yeah. Especially like once they end up going away to school. Look, don't make fun of my grass, man. Shit. It's funny.
Shit about myself.
It's ran to my softball team, where now I just made a joke because we keep getting rained out, and it like doesn't rain here all week, and then we play on Monday nights, and then it'll like rain on Monday, and I was like, hey guys, you think we can switch to Wednesday so I can get some rain on midweek? And they're all just like, get the fuck out of here.
Bar league. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's basically what ours is. We always have a few drinks after the games.
Well, for us, it's a bar that sponsors you.
Yeah, ours is just like one of the guys on the team sponsors us. But we used to be in a bar league when I was actually younger, like my mid-20s. That was actually when we took it serious.
Yeah, I just got tired of sitting in the field under big weather.
Tops going cray-cray? Hard to borrow here.
Tops
On
HTB.
what?
AHT.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
AHT?
Yeah. I'm playing this slow grinder from this morning.
Nah,
Nothing.
not for me, not for me.
Dude. Not noticing anything.
I like momentum.
Yeah, you're not wrong, DM.
No.
Yeah, it's funny when you start seeing the differences between a millennial mindset and like mine per se.
Wow, really? Jeez, that's what. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with them, was saying that
That's like
everyone's
one of the
different. Like,
biggest
this
areas
could
of
be very toxic to some. I'm pretty sure that I had it like at the very beginning. Here's a question for you. If as COVID happened, like say you already had COVID, isn't that essentially giving you the same thing that the vaccine would?
It's not permanent.
It's not permanent, but essentially for a period you are. kinda
Gotcha.
safe
So you would
for
still
months.
need the quote unquote booster afterwards anyway.
See,
Yeah,
you get the antibodies, but they slowly go away. And you take Tom Hanks, for instance. He had it early on. He had the antibodies, and it was 3-4 months later, he didn't have the antibodies anymore. The
Right.
vaccine constantly tells your body to keep making that vaccine. And that's where
Gotcha.
people's issue is when is it going to stop? People think it's going to be an issue that you're
GLBS
constantly
but needs more
reproducing
for
this
me.
antibody. But the antibody eventually dissipates, and
Yup,
then your
yup.
body makes more. That's can be a concern and my concern. You know, when is it going to stop making the antibody? So, if say 10 years later, your body's still making this antibody, but it gets absorbed in your
5.50
body,
plus
that can
would
be an
Def
issue.
be interested.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, what would happen in that case?
We don't know. But in my case, I'd rather we'll do with that when it comes.
100k to borrow on GLBS.
The thing that sucks about COVID is the
Or have
amount
they
of
fight it than not.
the amount of
127K.
differences between people. Like, you know, one person does nothing.
127k showing here.
My girlfriend's brother got it.
Thank you.
And he lost his sense of taste and smell. Had a slight fever.
127k
Day
showing
later,
here.
fever was
100%.
gone. Taste came back after a week and a half. That was it. And I have another buddy who got it. He's all left up. Like, still to this day, like months later now, he's not right.
Well, DM was just saying he heard on the radio that a woman was crying because her 35-year-old husband died right in front of her. He said he was feeling sick the day before, got up out of bed, said he needed help, and then just died. And the EMTs tried to bring him back and everything, couldn't. And apparently his only previous health issue was high blood pressure. Yeah,
That's my
COVID.
buddy Mike, man. He's physically a healthy dude. He's my age, you know. He's healthy, and he's having like weird brain issues with it, like just not being able to think clearly. And he's like, I'm just like in a fog all the damn time, and I don't know why.
Just a man. It's messed up.
Yeah, it's some messed up shit. Man. I feel bad for the dude. He's like, I just don't know what to do. There's nobody that can help you because they don't know what it is.
What my body fights on a daily basis is different than what your body fights on a daily basis.
Yeah, mine keeps trying to tell me to stop putting food in my mouth, but I'm just trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, you don't know what's in that Chipotle. That'll kill you.
Yeah. Oh, there's some people out there that think it will.
Man, that whole food poisoning thing.
Yeah, but that's food poisoning and something that you obviously can't control. Like I mean, you can control it obviously, but they're not gonna test every single shipment. Like that would just be too not cost effective at all.
I hear rumors about it on the internet once in a while. I don't care. So
It hasn't happened since then, so maybe they are testing more frequently now. I don't know. But it was the lettuce. It's always the lettuce. I don't know why, but it's always the lettuce. That's why, like, every once in a while, Wendy's and McDonald's and all of them will stop serving salads, and like everyone will stop serving salads because it's always the lettuce.
Moral of the story: lettuce is bad for you.
I mean, that's usually what the E. coli break, like, that's where it usually happens. It's always the lettuce.
Yeah.
It's always the lettuce. Speaking of lettuce, I kind of want some for lunch.
I will be having lettuce, taco salad.
Lettuce taco salad sounds like Chipotle, essentially. Chipotle. You know, the new house is going to be dangerous because Chipotle will literally be like 2 minutes away. So I'm sure I probably will end up eating Chipotle a lot more. Especially because once we move, I'm going to start working out every day. Who's that? Steve's back?
Has the distance at Chipotle ever stopped you from doing it?
Yes. Some days I'm just like, I don't feel like driving because it's probably like 10 minutes away right now.
Husband just screamed upstairs, "Mom, help me cook."
Yeah, last week was actually her last week of teleworking. This was her first week back of being full time in the office.
You have the whole place to yourself now?
No, her boyfriend that lives here also is still home, which he has no intentions of going back if he can help it. Like, he straight up is, I would say,
AMS short.
I call him Dave. That's his name.
One letter away from dad.
Yeah, essentially.
You're so close.
Daddy. I just replaced the V with a D. Daddy.
What if his real name is not Dave?
It is Dave.
Oh, okay. You said you call him Dave.
Yeah, I do. I call him Dave because that's his name.
That's his name. The guy decided it was your name to call him.
But, you know, when I introduce him to other people like you, I want you to know who he is. If I just say, yeah, Dave lives upstairs, it's going to probably be a little weird.
Who the hell's Dave?
You should bring him into the chat room and really introduce him.
You know, he could. Yeah, BC's like, the reason that we get E. coli and lettuce is because they use human shit to fertilize the veggies in Mexico. I'll never eat a lettuce again.
There you are.
I know, I'm going to eat it for lunch. And I'm going to imagine eating human shit. Oh my God.
Now she's out for the rest of the day, guys.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
We're eating tomorrow.
Yeah, did you see that Nestle is getting all that bad publicity right now? Because they're apparently, when they're in a drought in California, they're only supposed to pump a certain amount of water, and they were still pumping the normal amount.
Nestle.
What's up, H-Town? How was Matt as his room today?
I just shorted
Give us the deets. AM, why?
I don't know. Anything does not look entertaining.
Oh, we're not giving you a full bill.
Make sure you rinse the lettuce.
Only up so much. Like, wait a minute, Dad. Oh, there we go. Now we're
When they're just spamming, what are they spamming? Just like all the people in the room trying to talk at the same time. really wanted a couple more trades. It's really slowed down.
What's up?
I've taken the trade.
You did?
I'm in one now.
What are you in?
AMS short.
What else would I be in? The only thing I trade now.
So what are you in? About 1465?
68.
Only one stock to trade.
Yeah, you'd have to break back above that previous pivot, or else. And
$15 is kind of the key level in my opinion.
yeah. Say, because if it gets back under that 1440 area, it's definitely not looking good.
I just like that it kind of held up here. You can give it all back up. It was good moves. Doesn't mean it's got to go, but holding that 200 in the 1 minute chart. That's like such a key level. I mean, out of all my, honestly, I find it to be more reliable than VWAP.
I don't really use VWAP anymore. I just use it as like a guide. I don't really like use it for the actual price action.
Actually got it. Okay, one on us. We can break over 15 and head back up the highs.
He just gives you a watch list for the day? What? So he doesn't like tell you as he's trading, like what he's trading and whatnot?
Come on.
Dang, look at this thing go.
On. It's not bad.
Now you want it to use this high 14, what is this? 1490, yeah, like 1493. Use that as support.
Or kind of like it stay over 15, honestly. But
You know that's not happening.
that would be best.
Well, obviously, but right here, this is right here where you want it to hold.
I'm pretty in the green here, so I'm not too worried, not too off. It's not my points already. What's the volume?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. No, we don't. It's on the montage.
1490, yeah.
There's a red square for anybody that has been interested in what that looks like. So watch this with Devin. What? So there's two different account types? He makes you pay for a whole year, and that's the only way that you can hear him trade live? I mean, in a way, I guess that's kind of smart on his side, so they don't have random, like, people trying to come in monthly and just, like, try to trade against them, maybe? I don't know if he uses that word, but it's actually kind of smart. Is it the same price, though? So, like, if it was $100 a month, is it $1,200 for the year? I mean, I've never looked at his prices. That's why I just guessed on the price. Do you get do you at least get to see the live trading, like, after the fact? Like, when he's done, does he, like, post a replay for the other paying members? It's kind of... I'm always kind of interested in how they run those rooms. Talking about Metas. Guy in the chat in the Discord is he joined it for a month, so I was using him as an insider. See what's going on with it. I'm lucky work at a firm, 100% permanent remote status. Hells yeah, 100K plus. Yes, sir. You gotta just now you can move anywhere. If you're 100% permanent remote status, you can literally live anywhere. It's awesome. That's awesome, man. Seriously. Jelly.
Hold over 15 now. Let's go.
80k avail Rio CGN. Was about to say that LOL.
Oh, okay, so it does post it the next day. That's interesting. Is it the same price? I don't think I don't know if you answered the yeah part. Was that for is it the same monthly price but just for a year? Guess that's kind of his way of protecting himself a little bit.
GTN earnings.
Oh wow. $9.99 a year, but the expensive one, I guess because he wants you to pay more to see him trade live, which makes sense, but it'd be frustrating for other people. People that don't have 4K laying around. Trying the MIC for this month. Not at my expectations, but we'll see. Yeah. I try to tell everyone, you guys, I mean, feel free to try all the rooms. There's only one thing that you can do that's just learn from it. Man, I'm getting kind of hungry. Look at this pancake chart.
Pancake with lettuce.
Yeah.
So you can find those little small pink dots.
But yeah, I always say, like, all you're going to do is you're going to learn something from joining a room. But, you know, a lot of the rooms, they're not doing anything different than what they've already shown you outside of the room. Like on YouTube or wherever. So.
You get back to 15 now, I can shoot.
No, I'm not trading those. Neither of them did anything special, in my opinion. PRPO was close. I was watching that, but that thing rotated like crazy. That was definitely a long play.
GLBS 120 avail.
Tops was kind of close, but we don't have shares.
120K
Ship was the other one I was interested, but that never actually ran. GLBS, yeah, that's another one. It's just not running. There's nothing's really getting that good push.
Just like to see a really good push.
Yeah, I love a really good push. It feels good to see that really good push.
I know.
Okay, CEO.
Yeah, we don't have shares on that one.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was thinking this could be a good trade, but I don't have shares.
That's weird.
Oh yeah, look at that go.
What?
LKCO. It's a cheaper one, but it's making a good move.
Shit, of course on that.
Short just keep getting eaten.
Damn, you're making me jealous. That sounds amazing. I mean, obviously I can't do that with the kids, but
Also about 50%
it's kind of what I
rotated.
plan to do in the future once the kids are all grown up.
LKCO if you got M. Sexy.
Wait, joining Matt as a chat room didn't make you a millionaire overnight? Oh, that's a bummer. You just sign up and it just comes with the $1 million. Like, here you go.
Million for you.
It does kind of baffle my mind though that you pay. I'm assuming it was what 100. Well, you said $9.99 a year, so it's probably less than 100 for 1 month. Well, I guess it might be 100 a month since you're not paying for the whole year, and you don't really actually get anything. You just get to be in the chat room, but you don't get the live trades or anything. Like that's kind of weird. I feel fairly ripped off. You just get put in a huge room with all the other people who paid $100 a month. Just, here you go, guys. Good luck. I'm just organizing and collecting.
Shorted LKCO.
Yeah, not having children is definitely the kicker there. Yeah, LKCO is definitely a good. I would have definitely been in that if I could have been.
Yeah, it's such a big float though.
Yeah, but these cheapos usually you get a decent little drop.
So far, so good.
You get anything top?
Some up there.
See, you're welcome, Devin.
Like everyone's trying to sell the LKCO. They're being suspended on the NASDAQ on May 9th.
So why did it pop up in the first place?
Because I think everyone's just trying to dump it. I don't know why people are buying it. But...
Alright.
Oh.
Oh well. That's it. That was a decent win.
PayPal's in the description.
You called it. You didn't have
It's
first
because of
knowledge?
Ross? No shares.
Ow, the back and want to smack that.
Well dang LKCO. Of course.
Should have held some of this, man.
And TV.
And VWAP area was
LOL.
kind of what I was looking for, so when I got there that quick, I was like, what else?
So Ross was trading LKCO? That's why it was doing that? That would make sense why it dumped the way it did then.
It's always the same.
Oh. I mean, when you see dump like that, it would make sense. But there was a lot of shares being traded there, so. But it is a cheapo, so people can buy more.
Well, that works for me, man.
PRPO back to the highs.
Inching my way towards gold today. area looks an interesting.
Dropping a big trail. Hodish. OCGN. Otherwise cashed up.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
That was just my DOS last second. OCGN, she's still trying, man. I gotta quit fighting for that thing. That actually turned out to be an okay trade on that LKCO, but it's sucks because I kind of wanted to pop over $3. Smack that thing, double size.
Think it might be that time.
Maybe I can get out here for a little bit and take a nap.
Yeah, I'm about to go make my taco salad.
Taco salad. I swear, man, every time I load up my email, there's a new Amazon order. I think I need to have an intervention with my wife.
Is it the wife or you? Come on now.
Oh, it's not me.
What happens when you're married to a sugar mama? Do what they want.
I know, I need to put her in her place. AKA, I'll be tied to the bed frame.
Man, shit. Got the new house coming? Holy crap.
Dude, it's all she talks about is I can't wait to get in there and do this and do that and do this. And I'm just like, yo, chill out. Like, let's get in there first.
Your second home together, or
Hmm?
is this your second home, third home with your?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be our 5th. We've moved quite a bit.
CGN.
When we moved from Maryland to Florida back to Maryland, we essentially moved our stuff 5 times because we went from Maryland to Florida, which is 1, then from Florida back to Maryland to her parents' house, which is 2, then from her parents' house to my mother's house, which was 3, and then from that house to a rental house, which was, or not a rental house, to the new house, sorry. I was thinking that we were turning it into a rental, which is 4. So it was only 4 times that year. Yeah, 4 times. And that was all within like 7 months. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Cuz we moved to Florida. We were only there for 3 months. And then we came back, and then we went from her parents to my mom's like a couple months after we got back. And then we from my mom's to that's what I was thinking 5 because I moved a lot of that stuff from her parents into a storage unit, and then from the storage unit to the new house. That's why I always say 5, because I technically moved everything 5 times, but it was only to 4 different places. So yeah, and then we owned another house before the one that we moved to Florida from, and then we actually moved back into the same neighborhood when we came back to Maryland, just a different house down the street. And now this will be our 5th house and our final house. We literally already named it. We named it the Forever Home. Rich boy? No. Not yet anyway.
Talking to people in the YouTube room because I don't see what you're saying.
H-Town's chatting since he can't use the mic.
But no, which boy. How many have I been in? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had 5 homes as well.
That you've owned or that you've lived in your entire life?
Lived in my entire life.
Devin.
I think like 12 of those ever since I moved out.
Well, right. That's crazy. I say in my entire life. That's a good question. Let's see, Eastbrook, 1, Cape, 2.
Parents moved to like every 6 years.
Yeah,
They
well, that's
get
what I'm
tired of
thinking.
saddle by noon.
Yeah, because my mom, like when my parents got divorced, she moved a few times. So technically, I moved, Driftwood, back to Baltimore, back to Driftwood, Baydale. Jeez, that's a lot. That's a lot. I didn't realize. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't really realize how many places I've actually lived in. It's crazy.
You could pick a state to retire. Where would you retire, Dash?
I mean, money doesn't matter.
Of course not.
San Diego, Cali. If money mattered, Florida somewhere.
You liked Florida?
Yeah, I love Florida. The only reason we moved back was not because Florida sucked. It was just because she hated her job and family wasn't there. So she got homesick pretty quickly. It was a snowball effect because literally as we were doing all that, she got pregnant with our second kid. And so that started to mess with her head that, you know, we weren't going to have any help down there. And like, you know, with me staying home, that was really the whole, you know, everything was going to be on me. And I guess maybe she was scared of that. I don't know. Like, I'm sure it had something to do with it. But then she ended up hating the people she worked with. Like just the people, I guess, were not the same kind of people she was working with in Maryland. And then she started missing her parents and, you know, just missing everybody in general, you know, seeing everybody. And so it snowballed. It was pretty quick. It literally got to a point where she was just making comments every day. And I had enough of it because I didn't want to leave. Me and Braden are my oldest. Like we were having a blast every day. You know, we obviously staying at home. We were just going to the parks, the pools, you know, riding bikes around. Like it was amazing. But it got to the point where she was making a comment every single day. And I was like, please, let's just move home. I was just so done hearing it every day that it just was like, all right. And it only took 3 months. Oh, I just realized that it was H-Town that asked that question. But yeah, no, Florida was awesome. I love Florida. We used to vacation there every single year until we had kids. And then we went the first year after we had kids. Then we moved there. And then since we've moved back, we actually haven't been back. But that's been more of the kids were too young and money and just a bunch of different reasons we haven't been back since. But we plan on eventually, hopefully, owning like a condo on the water as a rental place kind of thing. Just because it's close to the Bahamas. Well, that's the other thing too. Yeah, you get some crazy cheap cruises down there. So like if you ever want to go to the Bahamas for like real cheap, like you can, it's like $500 or something like that. You can go see 4 different spots in the Bahamas. It's pretty sweet. PRPO again. All right, I think that's going to do it for me, guys. Everything's slowing down. It's lunchtime. I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat something. Appreciate you being here. It was kind of a slower day. We only had we'll look at the trades real quick. Our first trade was this SY. We only got, oh man, look at SY. Holy smokes. It literally never even like bounced. Oh, it's brutal. If I would have just put a trail on it and forgot about it, I'd still be in it. Oh, it's brutal. It's like there's like almost no green candles in there. Ugh. Anyways, that was our first trade. We didn't get a full fill up here at the top. How close were we to the top with our fill? What was our fill? 1079, 1088 was the high. Oh, that's brutal. CTXR, pretty good trade. Previous resistance, you guys know I like that. Popped through, got short, came back down, tried to test that area, got filled, and then ended up going back up higher. Last trade was on UXIN, same deal, previous high, popped through, got short, it went through the $0.50, got a nice little ad there at the top, and came back down, gave us a nice pullback, a little under 50% actually. Took most of it off here, took the rest of it off of here in 2 shots. We actually took half, and looking for the fall over, there's actually 2 triangles here. They're just at the same price, so it's hard to see. But as you can see, it did end up going back to high of day before ultimately failing. So you guys know me, intense move into the drop, pop and drop. And what it does after that, never know, right? It could go high, fake out, and come lower. Who knows? It could go high and keep on going like PRPO is doing, right? It did it twice. Got your pullbacks, came back, and it keeps going higher. Up, pullback, keeps going higher. So that's why I look for the pop and the drop, and that's what I look for. And that's all I got today. I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out if you don't mind, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning. Peace.